No.
Welcome to the Slice and Spice podcast. It's your boy, Skinny PP, coming at you with another podcast with my co-host, Ameer Vann, the mad lad, the legend.
Bro, you look so luscious here.
I know,
Your
right?
hair like that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh my god.
This is podcast number 8. Yes, 8. Our 8th
Oh my
podcast.
god.
We're deep in it. We're so deep.
We're really not, but yes, relatively, we can say we're deep.
Yeah, I can say we're deep. Especially because if anyone else started a podcast, like how long would you think it would last?
Well, I don't know. I'm not surprised we got the 8.
Oh, I'm not surprised we got the 8. I'm not surprised we got the 8 either. But I'm saying if someone theoretically in our group said
no, you're thinking about this wrong.
Yes.
They wouldn't start one.
Okay, that's a good point.
You're the only one that would start one, so.
That's true. I mean, do you think there's anyone who would start one?
Wait.
All right, so who would start a podcast in our?
Who would?
I can imagine Nuria.
Yeah, I know, that's the only name I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had a really majestic thought about Danny doing a podcast.
Oh my god, we need to have him on. Oh, I was talking to Alum today. He said he once called Danny, and Danny was like, "I'm busy." Like he said, "I'm busy. I'm listening to the podcast right now."
Really?
Yeah.
Does he actually listen to it?
I mean, maybe he does. Although I saw,
I'm a little not surprised because I think he just watches a ton of stuff to pass the time while he's doing homework or whatever he's doing all the time. But it is still kind of surprising.
It is funny. It's surprising, yeah. And so I think this brings me to something I want to ask. Okay, a guest. And we need a guest list. So wait, first of all, for those who don't know, next podcast, we're gonna have a special guest, a very special guest,
a glorious, beautiful man.
And that'll be the next time. That'll be great. But okay, who next?
I don't know. I haven't thought too deeply about it. I don't know. I don't know.
I think Danny's we have to get Danny on here.
I would love nothing more.
Yeah. Also, I said along that he should also come on because I think it'd be cool as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
I'm for most, like really anybody, as long as it doesn't feel like for some reason the conversation would stall out because there's just nothing but, you know.
But yeah, that would only happen in the case where you're not really friends with the person, I guess.
Maybe, but I don't know. I guess, but I don't know. Depending on the person, I could see that it just falls out.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like I think that's what's so great about doing with like Nuria, because it will never stall out with Nuria.
Yeah, that's true. But I was thinking of another person I wanted to say, Samuel. And you might say the conversation might stall. Actually, I don't think so. Because Samuel's he's a quiet person, right? Relatively. Mm-hmm. But if you ask him about something like he's like passionate about, he'll go on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just also at the beginning the conversation might stall because at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. You gotta try stuff.
I do think it's more interesting to bring on people who are more quiet because I think it's
yeah. I think that's more just of a thing with you though.
Oh, maybe. wait,
I must conquer this hill.
No, but I'm saying someone who's relatively quiet.
Like
it'd be more interesting to see.
It's like achievement unlocked for you. You get a cool skin.
Oh my god.
You're trying to 100% it, bro.
But like Danny's relatively quiet. And
yes and no.
Not as a
I wouldn't say he's quiet.
I don't mean quiet as in when you're speaking to him he's quiet or like in the conversation of friends he's quiet. I meant like in like an outside setting when you're with other people.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of people are like that.
Touche. Well, okay.
So,
Yeah, I guess so. What do you think about bringing? If I wanted to invite my friend Matt on the pod from
yeah,
Britain.
bro, I love it. That sounds great. I
Yeah?
barely know Matt.
Huh. Okay.
What about what's his name?
Kieran?
Yeah, Kieran.
Oh, that'd be really hilarious. I feel like you just talk bullshit for like an hour, and then half of
That
it,
sounds amazing.
half of it would just be like, I'm gonna suck your penis, but no homo though.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised you were supportive of that. I thought you'd say no.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't really mind.
Okay, I see it. I see you. All right, Evie, give me a topic because I'm kind of out.
Well, remind me first of all. If did we go over whatever topic once you texted me? Like,
oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it. I need to remember.
Yeah, because we never did it.
Okay.
And you hyped it up. You blue balled me, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't think you'd like be interested. I don't know. You sound like you weren't interested. Whatever. I'm gonna get into this. So basically, there is this artist called Ameer.
I know.
I'm going on. Okay. There's an artist called Ameer Vann. Now, I told you to listen to an album called Emmanuel. That's what the album's called. The album's called Emmanuel because it's his middle name and it's also the name of his father. I think something like that. The album basically talks. First of all, the album's hard as shit. I fucking love that album. But the album is also refers to him being like left in a dark space, in a dark place, where he feels like left, like that he was. When you feel people left you to be by yourself. What's the word?
Abandonment.
Abandoned. Thank you. Abandoned. Like it feels abandoned. And like also because he's like I fucked up because he did some mistakes and yeah. So the story behind it, which was it was an interesting story. So he was part of a boy band called Brockhampton, as most people would know. You don't know this, but it's a.
I do know this.
Yeah, but like I know you don't, and you're not a big fan of their music. Their music is very well. It's a. Like it makes sense. It makes sense you don't like it, but besides the point, they're pretty good, in a general sense, in a general theme. So he was a big part of their band, and then these allegations towards him. This is I think around or before the Me Too movement that came into full power.
Okay.
Before that, and they came out allegations of how he physically abused some of his like past girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Basically he had in some like relationships where he got a bit violent, and then for that Brockhampton, the band, kicked him out of the band.
Yeah.
And that was that. And then he had his album after like 2 years of being gone that he released. Now, I don't remember what I wanted to say about this. But,
So I remember I read a little bit about it, and I thought there wasn't physical abuse; there was emotional abuse.
Oh yeah, sorry. I think that was that. Yeah.
And that's why there was no actual case against him.
Yeah. Right. My bad. Yeah.
Because he didn't do anything illegal. Just people called him out for basically being like a bad person.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Fact check you easy.
Thank you for fact checking. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty extreme. I don't know. I agree. I will say this, that what he did was wrong, from the allegations I hear, and that he also admits that he did it, and he admits that he said that he was sorry. But I feel like it was a lot to kick him out of the band.
Well, I don't think it's completely fair. Just like, first of all, you don't know what it's like. None of us know what it's like behind the scenes, right?
Yeah,
Like for all we know, it wasn't this alone. This is more of like a tipping point, you
that's a
know.
good point. That's a good point.
But second of all, I don't know. I mean, it. I guess it depends on the relationships and stuff. But I think it's yes, bottle check, bottle
Bottle
check.
check, bottle
I
check.
think I think it's hard to like if you stay with this person, either directly or indirectly, and even if you mean to or don't mean to, you're kind of supporting what he did to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Now, but what if
By
it,
by not by not kicking him out, if you want to or not, people will perceive it as you supporting what he did.
mm-hmm. But I'm not sure if these are the facts, but let's say one of these things happened like 2 years in the past, and now he's kind of like changed.
Yeah, that's a discussion. But I feel like if that was the case, they would have probably kept him on.
Mm-hmm.
If it was someone who they respected and they liked, then the conversation would probably be different. But I mean, maybe not.
Yeah.
It's hard to say when you're not there. But I think there is an interesting like this like I don't know point here about in general when people, I guess celebrities for the most part, when they do something wrong
Oh
but
yeah.
not illegal, and how there is more of a social punishment than a governmental one. Like you don't get jail time or something, but you
Mm-hmm.
kind of are banished. Like Louis C.K. for example, this is the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Uh,
Which it's also like if it's wrong or not to banish them, and even let's say it's like you should banish the person. In the government, for example, when you commit a crime, there is a certain amount of time that you're in jail and then you're out again, right? There's a set time
Yeah.
for the punishment.
that's true.
When it's social, there isn't really a set time because it's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So like for Louis C.K. for example, it could just be like that this is for the rest of his career. That he won't be picked up by any network or whatever. Like if he wants to do a special, for example, nobody will take him.
Yeah, which is a bit saddening.
Yeah, but in the sense, like he didn't like what he did was kind of weird, if not bad.
I mean, yeah, it was probably weird and bad at the same time. Like,
Like he might
sad
not
as
have
to read.
committed crimes, but definitely not good. But it's, like again, I don't know.
I do feel like the backlash
Like
against him.
he hasn't been punished because he's uh kind of socially banished at least to a certain extent. But how long should that be? And also in the sense, like I wonder if it's kind of stupid to argue about all these things, um, like he did something wrong, and we're like maybe we're overreacting, but sometimes it's not necessarily a horrible thing to overreact in these cases.
I mean, I get what you're saying. That's not horrible to overreact. At the same time, to play devil's advocate, like what if then to everything you overreact too much, and then you're over suppressing things.
Yeah, but I think that's true. But I don't. The way I see it is like the scales were like this. Let's say, for example,
Mm-hmm. Wait, what does this
and
mean? What
so
is this?
like this is
How
I
bad
don't
his
like you can get
punishment
away
and
with
how
things, I
bad
guess.
his
No, like you
deed?
could do whatever you want, right? This is
Okay.
like a bunch of people could have done whatever they want all this time, and this is the how they weren't getting punished for it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you want it to be somewhere in the middle where people do something wrong, they get punished the appropriate amount.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's like this right now, you have to try to do something totally the other way to get it balanced. Do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean. At the same time, that's kind of scary because one
Yeah, it
step
is.
out of line and you're fucked. Like it could even be a mistake, and you could Well, then again,
Yeah.
I don't know, because none of the things here are really mistakes. But it's still.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, it's a mistake. There's like it's a bad decision.
Yeah.
It's a multiple bad decisions. Shouldn't be excused, but
That's true. That's true. Although, what did I want to say?
huh?
I forgot what I wanted to say. Yeah, I was gonna say that I think that the backlash against Louis was like too much. Like I didn't feel like you say Harvey Weinstein, all that shit. Like that stuff should be like that's like fucked up. That's like purely fucked up. But like Louis C.K., it's like okay, social backlash. I get this, and like maybe sure people want to cancel ties because it's not a clean image. At the same time, I still feel like he should have his spot to speak for to stand up for himself. Because his deeds weren't like the thing about the I mean I don't know if you agree with me, but the whole accusations of how like he like masturbated in front of people or like was calling someone and then started like masturbating, all that stuff it's like they could have just like walked out, they could have. And I probably have this argument, but it seems kind of ridiculous.
I mean, even I know Dave Chappelle also had a special on this. He was like, "Bitch, you do not know how to what do you mean? What was it? Decline a call or whatever."
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I get that, but so the phone one's different. The phone one, you just close the call. That one I don't understand. It's still really weird for doing that. But that one I don't really close the call. But if you're in the room when someone's doing that, like, yeah, you should leave. And the same, like, dude, if you're in that position, I think you'd be a little shocked and don't know what to do.
I mean, okay, I agree. You'd be shocked.
Dude, you're in a room, you just start masturbating in front of you. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is what am I seeing? Why?
Yeah.
That one's a little different.
Sure, I get that. At the same time, he didn't like make a move on, like he didn't like touch them or anything.
Yeah. So it's not like it's. I don't know. What he did was still pretty bad.
They could also like. I mean, if someone legally, could you just call the cops on someone who did that?
Probably.
Unless it's not in public. But if it is in public,
I have no idea. I actually don't know.
Like if
it's public, I think public 100%.
Yeah,
if it's in a private room, I have no idea.
Like the same, like think about it. If someone does that in front of you, you can literally just be like, "You're a horrible human being," and I'm going to the press. Like,
yeah, but that's what they did.
But they did it like what was it?
They did it later, yeah. But they did. That's what they did.
And he's not. I don't recall, but he didn't say if you say this. Oh no, there was accusations that his publishers told.
Yeah, there were accusations that they threatened them if they went public with it. Which that's a whole other problem.
That's not good. But
I feel like you can definitely argue, at least to a certain extent, about whether it was too severe.
Yeah.
Just where I come from, it is like what I think is these aren't like are we really going to argue about how severe the punishment should be for someone who did something like that?
I mean, maybe we should. I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of arguing about. I don't know if it's arguing semantics. I don't know. I don't feel like it was that over the top, or maybe not even over the top at all.
Huh. Well, speaking of over the top,
it is very weird though. But just like think about it though, like that's really weird.
I know for sure.
You gotta be a weird dude. Hey, can I just pull it out? There's not many people I can think of off the top of my head who could just do that.
I can think of somebody. Someone immediately came to my mind somehow.
I mean, same here, but like I thought of like one person.
That's true. It was like one person.
Let me write the name to you and let's see if it's the
Writing
same
on
person.
what's up.
On the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
All right, wait one sec. Let's see.
It probably is. But what was I gonna say?
Oh wait, I wrote his last name. I wrote the last name
Okay. I didn't
back
get it
then.
yet. But the thing is, also he like asked them like, "Hey, can I do this?" Like some of them, I think he
Yeah,
asked
but
them.
no, I don't. Yeah, but I think that's bullshit, dude. If someone asks that, like, I don't think you're gonna be taking them seriously.
No,
But I don't know. Maybe
obviously.
they did. But,
No,
you know.
obviously, but it's still funny. I didn't get it yet. Whatever. Okay, so I was gonna say something I saw today is apparently so there was so basically what I understood when people play transgender roles, apparently like it really like shoots up to the Oscars. Like they always get Oscar nominated.
Oh really?
People who play for transgender roles. So it's basically like
Mhm.
an easy score to get some big dubs in your career, some career
Uh-huh.
points. And
Yeah.
apparently, so there was this woman who was going to, I don't know her name, but she was about to star in a movie with a transgender woman. I think, wait, transgender woman. Yeah, a transgender woman, as in the woman who identifies as a male. No, wait, sorry, a transgender man, my bad. And then, and she ended up saying she wasn't going to play the role and apologizing
Mm-hmm.
for being a non-transgender person trying to play a transgender role.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is the dumbest shit ever. Because who cares if like you don't have to be transgender to act in a transgender role. It was like there was like another topic about quadriplegic. You know what that is? There was a movie about a quadriplegic. I think it's somebody with no arms and no hands.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Oh, and same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the quadriplegic. So there was someone who, I think it has, fact check me, whatever, quite some sort of disability, and
Okay.
someone played him. I think I don't remember who it was. I think it was it was a famous actor for sure. And he played him, and there was backlash, and like basically like saying, why didn't someone who's a quadriplegic play the quadriplegic role? And I was like, that's so stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, in voice acting now, there was a movement, I guess, where a bunch of people who voiced black characters, all of them quit, or a lot of them quit. Like Missy from Big Mouth, I know quit because the person voicing her was not black. And from what I understand, also Family Guy, you know, the black guy Cleveland.
Yeah.
A white guy voiced him, and he just quit
Really?
or
Wow.
resigned or whatever
Did they?
from that role.
Why they quit?
Because there's a movement now that's saying it's not right for non-black people to voice black characters
That's so
because it's not giving them the opportunity.
That's so stupid. I just
I mean, here I think it just should go to whoever's best at the role.
Yeah.
At least in voice acting, I can get the argument when it's actual acting.
Why?
For I just feel like there maybe is something for representation, but I feel like in voice acting, like they're cartoon characters. Just take whoever's the best.
I mean, but that should also be the same for acting as well.
It showed, but I feel like it's because it's like real people. There's an element to it, but I also, I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. I feel like it's a little different when they're like you see the real people. But I mean, I get it when, because I think the whole point of the making it that of like pushing back against this is because like in Hollywood there's a bunch of whitewashing, where a role made for a non-white character ends up being played by a white character.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I know. I see what you mean. I get that.
And that's I mean that is a problem. Like all this, while it might be extreme, it probably is to a certain extent extreme. I think the whole point is to try to get it to more equal opportunity. Which again, is just to think about the skills.
Yeah.
But some of it is probably ridiculous. Like I don't get the voice acting one at all.
But okay, so I agree with you with the the whole obviously the whitewashing is a big problem. I just don't believe that this is the right way to solve
So
it.
how are you?
So, and it's the same thing. I think
how
it
are you supposed to do
also
it?
okay. Well, first of all, I think the same thing also goes for what was it quotas as well. Is I don't think you need quotas. Is like the fact that you make sure that a person of a certain identity group
Yeah.
enters, and so I don't believe that with this. I don't think this you can solve discrimination with more discrimination. It just doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, how would you do it? Listen, I don't. I don't really know. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
The thing with the quotas is, in theory, at least, I agree with you that it should not be a thing. But maybe I don't know. But like, I think there's a chance that in theory you shouldn't do it. But let's say in practice, it obviously leads to more diversity.
Obviously, it's more
So,
diversity.
like maybe that's the only way to actually lead to a good enough of a diversity.
But
Like, if you don't have any rules in place, you just don't get enough diversity.
that's true, but maybe that's not good diversity. Like, imagine the job you worked for. So this is an argument actually made towards probably people who have privilege, us. Anyways, like, imagine you work for a job and you end up working harder than someone else for the same exact job, and then the person who's basically might be a lazy piece of shit gets the job like on a piece of platter, and you're busting your ass out there, and then it's kind of like it's unfair. Like I heard, I don't know, I can't remember.
I mean, we have we hear from literally all our South African friends. Which
what?
we hear from all our South African friends. I don't know if this is
Yeah.
true or not, but they say that in South Africa now, they try to create diversity because it was so like white, dominated by whites, and so now they say it's like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, for example, for a white person to be accepted into university or a good job because the black people have priority.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I think it's a good example to basically show what happens when stuff like that hits the fan. Also, it's not good because then it only increases it only separates the people away from each other. It doesn't bring them together when one person gets, like, if you heard there was a quota for women for the same job, you'd kind of have a certain resentment for the woman because either you think they didn't work hard enough, or because you feel like they're like getting special treatment. Like, I get it.
I don't know. I'm not for quotas. I'm just saying that like I can see the logic behind it.
Oh no, I get.
I'm also not. I don't think you should have them, but I don't like. I can see the argument.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's also, I don't know if you know this, but apparently, so in the Scandinavian countries, this is on the topic of quotas and all kinds of sexism stuff. So in gender, and the Scandinavian countries, they have one of the most like on a gender level, they have like the most equal. It's very equal, right? Gender wise, and the Scandinavian countries, like, it's very good. They're countries that strive for equality between the sexes. And what's interesting to find is that in those countries, even though, you know, the countries are trying to get women into higher ranking jobs and whatnot, there still is a very big separation in the ratio of men working in certain jobs and women working in certain jobs. So, for example, in nurses, most of the nurses in the Scandinavian countries are women, and as for engineers, they're men. So, and kind of, I mean, it's basically, that fact was an argument used to say that there shouldn't be, for example, there shouldn't be quotas because, I mean, you can't say because there's 70% males who work here and 30% females that work here that there's a preference for males. It's It could be the fact that there's just more males who like to work that specific job than the ratio of male to female is just different of people who want to work that job.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why I think there shouldn't be a quota, because at the end of the day, you should be a, what is it called, a meritocracy, and just like the best get the job.
Yeah.
I think the point of a quota is that in practice, that's not actually what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's like the more qualified. It's not necessarily a meritocracy, and that there is bias.
Yeah. But that's the problem, is that there's a bias and quotas.
But there's also the question of like, is it always a bias? Like, not everything is prejudice or racism and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of lost. I think to it. Like one of the things I'm wondering, for example, is I saw this thing a few weeks back about this soccer player named Tim Howard, talking about how in soccer there aren't many black soccer coaches. Now it's an example of racism that exists there. And I'm wondering, because I really have no idea if that's really like if that's racism or just like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I wonder if
I
it just, like in sports, in basketball, I think it's like 70% of the players are black. Like, that's a coincidence. It's not.
Wait, what about the coaches, though? Do you know?
No, I'm saying the coaches.
Oh, the coaches
What
are
did I say?
70%? I thought I heard
What did I say?
Players.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I got confused. Are you talking about in basketball now?
Or yeah, the coaches are, how many are they?
Oh, no, the players are 70% black. I don't know what the coach is.
So that's interesting. Maybe, because I've only seen white coaches. I think it could be.
It is mainly white coaches.
So maybe it's a thing. It's a theme.
Maybe, but like, I wonder, I don't know. Maybe it is a thing. Maybe, again, it's just, no, I don't think, I think it's bad to assume everything is prejudice.
That's true.
Like, another example was, there's this NBA player named JJ Redick who was saying this week how, I think you know that I think it was in 2010, LeBron joined the Miami Heat and they created a super team. People got very, very, very mad at him for making a super team. And in 2017, Durant, because he took the easy way out, is what they said.
Oh, okay.
And then in 2017, Durant did the same thing by joining the Warriors and created another super team, like probably the best team ever. And both times, people got very, very mad at them. And anyways, JJ Redick, the player, was saying how he thinks a lot of the hate they got was like a racial undertone. How there was, like, the race had a lot to do with it. And I was like, I just didn't, like, I think that's an example of just
Wait, why though?
being not,
like,
I don't,
people
because they're both, he's saying both of them are black. And what he was saying is that they're both powerful, successful black athletes who made their own decision. And so that basically triggered people.
Huh. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
And I don't know. I think that's an example of like calling anything you want racist. Like, just because there's something with a black person or a white person, it doesn't mean there's racism. Like that's an example I think of. This has nothing to do with race. Like, I saw a comment on his one of those clips, and this dude said, "Shit, I thought I was mad at him for leaving Cleveland. I didn't know it's because he was black."
That's a funny ass comment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I to go back to the whole Hollywood thing, though, I do feel like Hollywood needs to be flipped on its head. Like,
I mean, I don't know anything about Hollywood, but it's probably just still, like, even after the Me Too movement and all the social changes that have been happening, it's probably still so unbelievably fucked in there.
Yeah.
Probably very not good. Yeah, I totally.
Yeah, it really does not seem like a fun place to work at. And like, imagine
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Not a fun place to work at, but like to know that there's in your industry there's like corruption. Like, there's like things. People are being taken advantage of left and right. Correct. And so
Yeah.
I like to, if you want to be an actor, an American actor for that
Mhm.
say, Hollywood is just like it's like the highest stepping stone.
Yeah.
And to get to there and just realize it's all one big phony place. So it's kind of
Mhm.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's good though. It's probably not all bad. You probably meet like actually cool people. Like I don't think
I'm not saying it's
this
all
problem.
bad.
Yeah, I think you can. You know what? I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I'd like to think you go to a place like Hollywood and have a perfectly good.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying that I'd feel bad myself if I were an actor there, and I knew that the industry itself was like a bit tainted, a bit not the best.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's like tons. I'm pretty sure from what I understand, like everybody knew about Harvey Weinstein. Like literally everybody in Hollywood knew. For example, when he was still around. Also, from what I understand, Joe Rogan's talked about on his podcast. Everybody knew Bill Cosby was insane. Like a lot before he got caught. Yeah.
Damn.
Joe Rogan said, I don't remember what it was, but he said like years before he got sentenced to jail and like he was what's the word? Like people started coming out with allegations.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Rogan said that he's heard tons of stuff about how he was not a good person at all.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny about Bill Cosby? I don't know. Maybe you told me this. Was that in his bits, like his whole every time in the show, he never cursed, and he said he
he did not curse, and he bashed other comedians for cursing.
Yeah.
This also Joe Rogan said that. Yeah. He said it was always really weird how he would bash comedians for cursing.
Yeah.
Also, he had a bunch of other weird stuff. Apparently, this is all stuff I remember from listening to a Joe Rogan podcast. He mentioned how he had heard that Bill Cosby would make the film crew or whoever he was working with, I don't know, some random people, the cameraman or whatever, like watch him eat. He was like a really weird control freak and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was kind of insane.
That's weird. It's really weird.
People are messed up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really funny. Also, I was just thinking about a funny joke. I was like thinking about like, what if Bill Cosby went out with a girl and like she wanted to have sex with him, but he's like, no, girl, I have to roofie you first.
I wonder if that's happened.
Yeah, would he like? I don't know.
I mean, listen, he raped like what was it, like 70 something people?
I heard it was 50.
It was 70 or 50. It was 70 or 50.
I heard 50. Yeah.
I don't know. I just know. Remember, I think it was Dave Chappelle's.
Yeah, it's 6 dozen.
Joke.
I think 5 dozen.
How he was like, if you took away 3 dozen, he would have still raped. It was like 20 people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's crazy. Side.
We live in a great world.
Yeah, we do.
We live in a great world.
Well, talking about something else. How has your quarantine been?
It's been very uneventful. I can tell you though, bro, all the sitting, man, I feel it in my legs. It is horrible for me to just sit around all day. Mm-hmm. I get up, my knees are like screaming, My legs aren't meant to sit all day.
I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. It's pretty bad. But have you just been sitting?
For a month, I mean, yeah, when just on my computer, on the Xbox, or basically doing nothing all day,
Have you been reading?
I have not. The last book I started reading, I didn't really get into it, so I've just been not reading. What about you?
I finally started getting. I finally started getting into reading.
Mm-hmm.
I just told myself, because the whole thing. Wow, I was trying to make myself start reading, and I also realized that it helped me to help me relax myself and my mind before I would go to sleep. So that's my new nightly activity that I do now, which is fun. Mm-hmm. And I told you I'm reading about this book, which was really interesting, about the guy who. There's a funny thing about this. I read yesterday a funny part where I read this book about the guy named Admiral Richard. The book's right here. Admiral Richard, who traveled to the North Pole basically living by himself in a very northish part of the North Pole, part of an expedition to. It was an expedition for basically forecast meteorology. Thank you, to forecast, help to learn about the forecast and the weather and stuff. And so in the book he describes. Well, now I get to the point where basically he's been living alone for a while now, and then he now gets to a point where he starts to get depressed because his mentally he's fine, but his body he described that his body craves something, not even social interaction, just things happening, because he lives in a place in the world where he's surrounded by basically there's just nothingness. Yeah, there's literally nothing. There's no animals, no plants, nada, nothing, really nothing. And
how long was he in those expedition?
So I think it's half a year.
It means half a year alone.
Lives half a year by himself.
And he did not go crazy.
No, apparently not.
I wonder what the.
I can't find out. Wait, I think it's half a year.
I wonder what the limit is for a human, for the average human, of how long they can be isolated.
Well, listen, he had a book as well, and first of all, he had things to do. First of all, second of all,
I'm not talking about things to do.
He also had he could communicate, I think, through Morse code with his party that he came with that were in the base next to him, a bit far away. But he had zero human contact. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering. That's not communicating with a Morse code with another base.
Yeah.
That's not really human interaction.
There are the humans who lived. People that have been 30, 40 years without human contact, but
aren't they? Yeah, but aren't they kind of wacko after? Is this old fake news? How if humans are alone, they go crazy? Because that makes sense.
Yes. Okay.
Humans are social creatures.
If you're alone, you go crazy. But it depends. I think you have to define what you mean by alone, because people there's a video of someone it's actually a really interesting video of someone who went on an island to go live. He went on an island to go and live by himself for a year and survive basically on the island. Yeah. And he had he didn't know basically human contact. There was this part where he did meet some people, but it was for a day or two. But for the most part, he was just by himself. He had a dog with him though. He meets other creatures. He has things to do. So I guess.
But I don't know. Even if he's a human interaction in the middle, but as much as animals probably help, probably not the same as having talking with another person.
Obviously, yeah, true.
I thought humans just literally need human interaction.
Yeah, I think we do. I'm sure we can survive without it. We might go crazy.
Yeah.
But there's been people what was that? There was the book written by one of the philosophers of the Enlightenment age, John Rousseau.
I don't know.
Do you remember this from history and stuff?
I know who this is, but
there's Jacques Rousseau. Wow, I'm getting mixed up.
I don't remember.
Basically, someone wrote a book about some man who lived in the wild by himself and survived by himself. And this book was it was based on a true story, but it was a fictional book, but it was based on a true story. The purpose of the book was to kind of inspire people to feel like they don't need society and they're strong people.
I think it's that they don't need the monarchy. I think it was to inspire them they don't need the monarchy.
Exactly, yeah, basically. But the story was based on the realistic thing that happened, where someone lived, I think, in the forest for 30, 40 years by himself. So I don't know, people can live by themselves, and not go crazy. Obviously, you probably can't live a whole life. I don't know. I don't know. No idea. It's crazy, man. I really don't know. No, you know.
Exactly.
My back hurts, man.
You geezer.
What?
You
Yeah.
geezer.
I know, right? Did I tell you about this thing? No, I did not tell you about this thing. I saw a
What do
video.
you think?
I'll tell you about this thing. I saw a video called "How Not to Procrastinate." Anyways, it said basically in this video that I must join this cult and pray every day that the world's going to end in 2025.
Nice.
Okay, no, but actually the video was how not to procrastinate, and the person there he described this called the 10-minute rule. This is where you say something you.
Yes, I know this.
Yeah.
This. If there's something that takes 10 minutes or less, you just have to do it right then and there.
What?
Is that it?
I mean,
Or is that
I think it's the same concept, but I don't know. I took it into my own thing. So I have like my sticky notes, my to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down things I want to do, and I said, okay, I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. And this helped a lot with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like all the things I want to do, and it's written on my sticky note. And last quarantine, I also had the list of things I wanted to do, but I'd see a lot of times what had happened is I'd not get to something, or not have the mental capacity to complete all the tasks I had written for me. So the 10-minute thing really helped me because, first of all, it's not mentally draining to tell yourself I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. When it just says, "Hey, just do this," or versus do this for 10 minutes, it's a lot less. Oh, it's just 10 minutes, you know. Nothing beats it. And so, first it was less mentally draining, so I just did it. And then also once you start, it's like you can go on for longer and longer. Wait a second. I'm busy! Okay, I had to scream at my mom.
Yeah, I saw.
Anyways, so first of all, yeah, what was I saying? So it wasn't as mentally draining, and there wasn't as, and also like I also had time to do other things. So throughout the last few days, it's just been me. Last few days, I had I have things that I've been doing, and it doesn't feel like it's like taking, like it's mentally taxing. Like for example, we have our Bible test coming up soon, and basically what I said, I was just doing I did like 20-30 minutes every day, and it doesn't feel like I'm studying.
Mm-hmm.
Like mentally, I feel like it doesn't feel like I'm like soaking draining the soul out of myself to go and study, so it's been nice. And then also I started doing the things I wanted to do. So I started reading, and I got back on piano, and I've also procrastinated editing the video I wanted to edit for quarantine and everything else, and then making music, and basically everything I wanted to do. Just like, oh, okay, just 10 minutes, easy. And of course, it takes me a while to do it because I'm still kind of procrastinating, but you know.
Mm-hmm. It's progress.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool.
Nice. Yeah, I don't got no list. don't got nothing.
Have you played on the piano?
No, I stopped in the first quarantine. I stopped after like 2 weeks or something. Yeah, I just kind of got bored of it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you feel mentally in this quarantine?
I mean, I'm fine. I don't want to leave the quarantine though.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You don't feel like you're losing your mind, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not losing my mind. But I mean, I definitely do want to go out and meet people and stuff.
That seems fair. You know, something I had, the realization dropped on my mind that in a month I'm be starting my year of volunteering and stuff. And I just thought to myself, I was like, man, what am I doing with myself? Because now I have to wait another freaking year before I go into the army. And I have to wait another 3 years until I get out of the army to do what I want to do with my life. Or like, basically, all these little hobbies I want to do, I basically don't, I have to wait 4 years until I can really get back at them. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just, the way I look at it, I'm trying to look at all this stuff, like the fact that we have to do the army for at least 2.5 years. Because now it's 2.5 years. You know, they changed it. Yeah. Yeah, I'd always heard they were going to make it, I'd always heard they were going to make it longer, and nope, they made it shorter. I don't know how this works. We're just, like, we're 18, we're hella young. Half a year, it doesn't, we're so early that it doesn't make a huge difference. You know, having to wait or doing something in between. So, you know, I don't think it's like my sister was like wants to start off on with her life, and she still has a little more time in the army and stuff. She's like, I'm gonna be so old already by the time I leave and start learning and all this. And I don't know. I think it's the wrong perspective to have. But I think it's also hard when I think he also was comparing it to America. In America, all her friends are halfway, or I think maybe even finishing their college, and she hasn't even started learning. So
that's true.
That part's wild though. That, you know, people I know in America are about to go to college and learn stuff. I'm kind of happy though that I don't need to do that, because I would have no idea what to do.
That's true.
And like you have to apply for college, and you have to like know what you want to learn. Bro, I had no idea.
Yeah,
I guess so confused.
Maybe that there's definitely a big benefit in that. I especially have no idea, and I too. I don't have any idea. I really hope whatever I do allows me to do multiple stuff, because I don't want to stick down to one job about one thing. Because I just enjoy a lot of things in life. So I don't. I agree. I think it'd be good to get some headspace about like, hey, what I want to do in life.
Yeah, like, I don't know about you. I'm honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to the army.
Well, you have a cool job, okay?
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's more like it's something different, and like because you're in the army, you have actual responsibility. Like it's an actual job. You know, like I haven't even worked as like a waiter or something. But even working as a waiter and working in the army, it's not even close to the same thing. You know, like it's an actual job. I think that will be very interesting.
It will. It definitely will. Well, I think this is where we're gonna finish off.
How long did we go? Did we go way over time now?
No, I think we went for just before an hour, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, keeping it exactly what YouTube wants, you know. Maybe who knows?
Not really. I just know you want to you plan to watch a movie and you want to go eat, probably.
Yeah, but we got delayed to 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. Gotta eat some dinner.
Yeah, I'm also hungry. I also want my dinner. Okay.
When do you eat lunch? Just one more question. When do you eat lunch today?
Today? I ate at 3.
Okay.
No, but I ate at 3. I don't know when my family ate at.
Man, y'all are weird, bro.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. My family ate at 3. My brother and his girlfriend ate at 3. My mom and my little brother, I think, ate at 4.
Okay, well.
But we didn't have a family meal, so it's not different.
Oh no, I'm not even talking. We don't usually have family lunches. We only have family lunches on Saturday sometimes. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, we're good Jews.
Our family lunches are usually dinners, because they're basically at like 6 and 7.
Y'all are not.
It's like not dinner, but it is. I don't know. It's weird.
I've never heard of such a thing in my life.
Dude, it's so stupid, man. When I grow a family, I'm just gonna be like, we're all eating at 10. Lol.
Yeah, but that's brunch.
Yeah, that's brunch for you.
That would be, isn't 10 of, wait, you think 10 is lunch?
10 a.m. breakfast.
Oh, breakfast, okay.
Yeah, okay, and then, bro, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, old man. You gonna finish this off?
I was trying to think of maybe I had something else to say, but nothing's coming to me right now. Actually, I have a question. What do you think about Ilya and Sharon on the podcast?
Are they down?
No, I mean I don't know. I haven't asked them. I'm just theoretically.
Yeah, I think it'd be very weird, maybe funny. Well, I don't know. Sure, I guess, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. The idea came to my mind because I heard they watched. Oh my god! And
Did they actually?
I mean, I don't know. Ilya left
But she
that.
commented on one of those. It doesn't mean she watched it.
You know what I saw on the YouTube analytics? First of all, I love this part of the podcast. Is I know no one gets to the end of the podcast. And I'll tell you why.
Nobody even gets to the beginning.
That's actually not true. I looked at the analytics and I can see people's watch time as to where they watched. And so I looked at our last video, the analytics. So basically, it starts off like really high, like a lot of people were watching, and then slowly stoops down.
Oh, okay. I thought it would just plummet.
Yeah, it slowly stoops down, and there's some people who still watch, and then it kind of spikes up a little bit. And there's a certain part, like the last video we did, I think it was like after like the hour mark or 40 minute mark. People just stopped watching. Everyone, like no one got after that part. Yeah. So
I mean, we talked about it over an hour. In terms of YouTube and not analytics, algorithm, whatever, is not good. No bueno.
That's true. Yeah, but
it'd be what it be.
Yeah. One last thing, I hope next time we have a guest, I hope to be a better host because I feel like last time I think we did fair.
Last time was dope.
Yeah, last time I think we did fair. I just felt like I interrupted him a bit too much.
I don't know. I didn't sense that, but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Like I feel like as the host, and when you have a guest, you should quiet yourself more than usual to kind of let them. Let them go at it.
Yep. I agree.
That hurt my head. Anyways, I'm gonna close it off. Any last? You want to say something?
I got nothing.
Okay. Go follow my Spotify, at Dekel Kaplan.
Link in the description, I hope.
Let's link in the description. Go down. Go check out our last podcast. It will be right here. Actually, why would I do that? Now if I go and edit that. No. Anyways, check out the last podcast with our a good friend Nulia. And it was really dope podcast. Go check out Evie on SoundCloud. No, not SoundCloud.
Yep, SoundCloud. I'm actually a new rapper, yeah. My rap name is a little deaf. Just search it up.
A little deaf. Go check out Evie's pod.
Nope. Spotify? You good?
Yeah, Spotify. Go check out my music channel at Shweko, YouTube. That and
That's all the plugs?
Is that all? I think that's it. Yeah.
That's all the plugs, yeah.
Slice and Spice out.